Hello, you guys, I'm here.
It's game time.
And today we are here for your third and final podcast in Chapter 4 entitled Muslim Rule in Spain. You can find all this information, you guys, on pages 131 through 137 in your history book. It's never a bad idea to have that open as you're listening to the podcast with your podcast note sheet, too. All right, so you guys, in the first lesson, we learned about how after the Abbasids took power, an Umayyad leader, Abd al-Rahman, escaped to Spain. In this lesson, we're going to learn how Abd al-Rahman and his successors built a new Umayyad kingdom on the Iberian Peninsula. As always, we've got some key terms and names, vocabulary words. So you're going to want to make sure that you are familiar with these for the podcast quiz that you guys are going to take. That's embedded in your the big slide deck that you guys are working on, the Umayyads, the Abbasids, and Muslim Spain. The terms this time around are Al-Andalus, Cordoba, Abd al-Rahman III, and mercenary. And now that we've talked about that performance assessment, this lesson is really going to give you some insight and information that you could include in that postcard from Cordoba.
True. Okay. And remember, when you hear this sound, it means that you just heard a vocab term. So we're going to be taking a look at the big idea. It's the same big idea we've had all unit. The big idea is belief systems influence people, cultures, and governments. And remember, for your postcard, you need to be able to address this question as well.
Our question, how important is religion in our lives?
Second, how do religion and cultural diffusion shape society?
Number 3, and create a new identity for people.
What are different ways that belief systems grow and spread?
And then last but not least, how does the interaction between people and belief systems solidify and change beliefs?
All right, so the first section we'll be talking about is the return of the Umayyad. You can find this on pages 131 to 132. The question I want you guys to be thinking about, how did the Umayyads create a strong Muslim kingdom on the Iberian Peninsula? When Abd al-Rahman came to Spain, he united the many Muslim groups fighting for control. Then he attacked and defeated the ruling factions. In 756, he declared himself ruler of Al-Andalus, Muslim Spain. He made Cordoba the capital of his kingdom. When news of his success reached Abbasid land east, many Muslims loyal to the Umayyads came to Spain. Their support gave Abd al-Rahman greater control of the government and army. By the time he died in 788, the kingdom of Al-Andalus was strong and united.
The kingdom reached the height of its power during the rule of Abd al-Rahman III. He strengthened Umayyad rule by overcoming internal revolts and attacks by Christian forces. Okay, keep in mind, you guys, Christians were living on the Iberian Peninsula at this time, so he is able to kind of like strengthen his rule by overcoming those internal revolts and then also attacking Christian forces who were on that peninsula. He kept firm control by building a strong bureaucracy and a huge standing army. Many of his fighters were non-Muslims. They were mercenaries or soldiers. You guys remember that from some of the documents that we analyzed the other day about how did Muslim Empire, how were they able to spread and take more territory? And the question you should be able to answer after you've listened here is, what changes did the Umayyads bring to Spain?
Our next section is titled The Glory of Cordoba. You can find this on pages 132 and 133. The question you should be thinking about as we're going along, how thriving economic and cultural center under the Umayyads. By 1000, Cordoba was the largest city in Western Europe. The city's growth was based on its thriving economy. Under Umayyad rule, the city became a center of industry and trade. Craft workers in the city's workshops produced silk, leather, carpets, and other goods. Merchants sold these goods throughout Europe and as far away as Central Asia and India. Farming flourished in the countryside around the city.
Okay, during the 1000s and the 1100s, Cordoba also became a major center for culture and learning. It had libraries with thousands of books. Muslim scholars translated many books into Latin. In time, Christian scholars in other parts of Europe read these books. The city's leaders encouraged respected Muslim scholars from Baghdad to come to Al-Andalus. They brought fresh ideas and new ways of learning with them. So you guys, what made Cordoba a great city during Umayyad rule?
Our final section is a golden age in the West. You can find these on pages 134 to 137. The question we want you to be thinking about, what cultural developments took place during the Golden Age in Al-Andalus? A golden age of culture developed in Al-Andalus and 1100s. Scholars made key contributions to mathematics, astronomy, geography, medicine, and philosophy. They used mathematics to create accurate calendars. In astronomy, they created tables to show where the planets were located at various times of the year. They also built instruments to view the skies and a planetarium with planets that moved.
A scholar named contributed to the study of geography, and in 1154 he completed knowledge with maps and descriptions of many world regions.
In medicine, doctors in Al-Andalus wrote medical studies on relations between doctors and patients and on the way to treat diseases. In the late 900s, a doctor named Al-Zahiri wrote a medical encyclopedia on everything from surgery to the care of teeth. Ibn Rushd, another doctor, contributed to philosophy. His studies of Greek thinkers Plato and Aristotle were translated into Latin. They helped to reintroduce Greek philosophy to Europe.
Under Umayyad rule, Jews in Spain were welcomed, not persecuted. They contributed greatly to the Golden Age in Al-Andalus. Some held high government offices or acted as advisors to Muslim rulers. The brilliant Jewish scholar Maimonides made contributions to the understanding of science, medicine, religion, and philosophy.
By the early 1200s, the Golden Age had ended. Different factions fought for control of Al-Andalus. Other groups broke away and formed their own smaller kingdoms. In time, Christian forces slowly regained control of the Iberian Peninsula. The question you guys should be able to answer in your head right now: why are the 1000s and 1100s a golden age in Al-Andalus?
All right, you guys, so don't forget that there is a podcast quiz that is embedded in the large slide deck about the Umayyads, the Abbasids, and Muslim Spain that you can take after and also participating in the activities that go along with that slide deck. The words, once again, are Al-Andalus, Cordoba, Abd al-Rahman III, and mercenary. All right, you guys, peace be with you.
We're hitting the hay.